I want to welcome you all to tonight's meeting. And before we begin, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our Register of Voters, Giselle Feliciano, our town clerk, Noel McGregor, Ms. Sheila Hall for their leadership in organizing this year's historic election. So proud of you guys, and thank you so much. These last few days have been a roller coaster of emotion for so many Americans, but I'm confident that we will come together to heal our country. I also want to thank each and every resident who volunteered, organized, and voted. The numbers coming in are truly incredible, and I am so grateful to have the opportunity to serve Hartford. With that said, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Thank you, Madam President. Councilwoman Bermudez.
Present.
Councilman Clark.
Present.
Councilman Gale.
A very happy John Gale is here.
Councilman LeBron. Councilman Mitchum.
Present.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Present.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
Present.
Councilman Sanchez.
Present.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. And now our town clerk will lead us on to the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening. For you, I would like to make the motion that we suspend the rules. Second.
A motion has been made and properly second. Are there any discussions? Mr. Clerk? Councilman Gale?
Just to note that we're suspending the rules to add numbers 8 and 9 on the agenda. I don't know if we should reference them.
I was going to reference that afterwards.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Thank you, Councilman Gale. Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Bermudez.
Yes.
Councilman Clark.
Yes.
Councilman Gale.
Yes.
Councilman LeBron. Councilman Mitchum.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we, part of our supplemental agenda, be added to our meeting with our committee reports. Item would be item number 8, Operations Management, Budget, and Government Accountability, with a company resolution authorizing the City of Hartford to enter into a 15-year tax abatement agreement with Overlook Village Associates 3 LLC for rental housing to be developed at 421 Granby Street, Hartford, Connecticut. And also to item number 9 from the Operations Management, Budget, and Government Accountability Committee, with a company resolution transferring $55,981 from sundry non-operating department expenditures in fiscal year 2021 to the Court of Common Council office. Wanted to also highlight that this item has been amended in committee to reflect $200,000 to be transferred to the Court of Common Council's office, which was voted favorably out of the OMBGA committee. So with that, sorry. Go ahead, Councilman. Okay.
Just a question on that point on the amendment from the 55 and change to the 100,000. That means that when we vote, we're voting on the 100,000.
That is correct.
Wanted that to be clear. Thank you.
Okay. So through you, Madam Chair, President, I would like to make the motion that we add on the consent calendar the following items. Item number 2, which is Mayor Broner with a company resolution transferring $185,722 from sundry to the Registrar of Voters Office, ROV office. These funds will be used for the expenses associated with the November 2020 election. Item number 8 is what I just read, committee report from Operations Management, Budget, and Government Accountability with a company resolution authorizing the City of Hartford to enter into a 15-year tax abatement agreement with Overlook Village Associates 3 LLC for rental housing units to be developed at 421 Granby Street. And again, item number 9, a committee report from the Operations Management, Budget, and Government Accountability Committee with a company resolution transferring which will be $100,000 from sundry operating department expenditures for fiscal year 2021 to the Court of Common Council office.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly second. Are there any comments, discussions? Any comments, discussions? Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll? I apologize. Let me unmute you. I apologize. And for some reason, I can't unmute you. Would you be able to unmute yourself? I apologize.
Okay. Councilwoman Bermudez.
Yes.
Councilman Clark.
Yes.
Councilman Gale.
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Yes, to all of them except the one for Overlook Village of the Park. I can't remember which one is that one. But for the work that I work for the Hartford Housing Authority, so I want to recuse myself from that resolution.
Item 9, President.
Excuse me?
Is item 9.
9.
Item number 9. Thank you, Councilman.
No, that shouldn't be.
I'm sorry, item 8. I'm sorry. Item 8.
Yes.
Item 8,
Sorry.
Mr. Clerk.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Councilwoman Rossetti.
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make a motion that we refer the following items. Item number 1, which is Mayor Broner with a company resolution to allow the Hartford Public Schools to establish a non-lapsing fund for budgeted appropriation as permitted under the Connecticut General Statute, Section 10-248, to the Operations Management, Budget, and Government Accountability and the Labor, Education, Workforce, and Youth Development Committee. Item number 6, to the Public Dedication Committee, which is a resolution requesting to honor and memorialize Joe Marfugi's outstanding contribution to Hartford, the Riverfront Parks, and Riverfront Recapture. The Court of Common Council heartily approves the naming of the new River Walk, to the Joe Marfugi Riverwalk. That is a hearing date of Monday, November 16th, 2020 at 7 p.m. Item number 7, to the Committee of the Whole, which is a resolution urging the adoption and utilization of People First language with respect to people with criminal records in all legislation, co-sponsorship memos, reports, policies, and other documents.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly second. Are there any discussions? Councilman Clark?
Yes, I would like to add my name to item number 7.
Duly noted. Councilwoman Bermudez, you're on mute. Mm-hmm.
Yes, please add my name to number 6 and also to item number 7. And since we are in discussion on item number 7, I think it's an excellent idea for us to request that we start referring to folks who have been through, who are justice involved, who've been through or were formerly incarcerated, referring to them in an appropriate way, as we have in terms of the city and the Reentry Welcome Center and other organizations. And on that front, something also that we should consider along that train of thought is that we should probably also introduce a similar ordinance for referring to people in the community, folks who are non-gender binary, and so, or it could be gender fluid. And so, for instance, when we have our public hearings or public comments, some of us might assume that, an individual should be called him or her, but actually they prefer not to be called either or. And so we have to think about ways that we can be more fitting during these times for our LGBTQ community as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Are there any other comments? Mr. Clerk, let me make sure I unmute you, and I can't do that. If you could please call the roll.
Councilwoman Bermudez. Councilwoman Bermudez. Yes. Councilman Clark.
Yes.
Councilman Gale.
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we postpone the following items until our next council meeting. Item number 3, ordinance amending 2 appointments of department heads requirements, section 850, residency requirements of the municipal code. Item number 4, which is substitute ordinance amending Article 5, Division 5, Section 2-196 of the Hartford Municipal Code, which has a hearing date on November 16th, 2020 at 7 p.m. And item number 5, which is a substitute ordinance amending Chapters 2, Article 18, Section 2-860, Motor Vehicle Policy of the Hartford Municipal Code.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly second. Are there any comments, any discussions? Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Bermudez.
Yes.
Councilman Clark.
Yes.
Councilman Gale.
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti.
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. With that, and there is no other, I'm sorry, Councilman Sanchez, you have the floor.
Yes, so just want to recognize and let everyone know, and I also want to say happy birthday to all my fellow brothers and sisters who are Marines, active and inactive. Happy birthday. Tomorrow is the Marine Corps' birthday for everyone, so you all know.
And on that note, I'd like to wish a happy birthday, which I did earlier today. Councilwoman Bermudez's birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And with that said, if no one else has anything they'd like to comment on, I am calling this meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to the members of the public. And remember, please stay safe, social distance, wash your hands, and get tested. We are now testing in the convention center. Is that correct, Mr. Majority Leader? Thank you. Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night, Chuck.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.